And the entire time you're running, you have people like yelling at you. And then TJ started getting into it, and TJ was like yelling. I was like, bro, who's TJ even rooting for? Like, he doesn't have like a horse in this race right now.
Vinny Adams here, Challenge Reality News. We got two more people who were sadly eliminated from Challenge USA. We got Derek and Shannon. How's it going, you guys?
What's
Good.
up? Good.
Glad to be here.
Nice to meet you.
Sad to be talking to you. You know, wish I could still be seeing you on the TV screens, but I got to know all about this episode. I want to get straight to the elimination. It was a crazy elimination, by far the craziest one we've seen so far this season. And when I say crazy, I mean it was just so close. Even TJ was getting into it. How intense was that, Derek?
No, like legit so intense. So basically this was the first week where I feel like there was public lines drawn in the house, and there was like one side of the house and there was the other side of the house. And when you were down there in elimination, you looked up at all the challengers, you could see it, like literally half of the people on one side, half the people on the other. And there was no more like secrecy around, and people were just like screaming at the top of their lungs for the people that they wanted to stay in the house. And the entire time you're running, you have people like yelling at you. And then TJ started getting into it, and TJ was like yelling. I was like, bro, who's TJ even rooting for? Like, he doesn't have like a horse in this race right now. So the entire time, just like you were running, there's sand getting thrown into your face, into your mouth. Like, I think Shannon coughed up like a pound of sand afterwards. Like, the entire elimination was very, very intense.
Yeah, and I asked myself that same question, like, who is he rooting for? You know, he's the host of the show. And yeah. Shannon, you beasted through that elimination. I know you had an injury, but my question is for you, why didn't you guys use the same format as the other team when stacking up the tires?
So I think that our strategy had to be tweaked a little bit because of my height. I'm 5'1" for reference, and Derek is 6 foot. So even in the beginning, getting the tires off the pole, I couldn't reach them. Not even if I jumped, and it wouldn't push off. So starting from the get-go, we were frustrated because Derek had to actually build like a stepping ladder or like a step stool with 2 tires just for me to climb up just to get them off. And same thing over by the platform. When we were stacking, Derek's strategy was he was stacking them up really high because I wouldn't be able to reach those. If we did the pancake method like Enzo and Justine, it would have gotten to a halfway point where it would have been all Derek because I couldn't reach. So for us, I was stacking them around and low like in a pancake, but Derek was actually stacking them up higher because he knew I wouldn't be able to get the top ones. And, you know, we fell short because the strategy didn't work because it wasn't being supported by, you know, the ones behind it. I feel like either way it wouldn't have worked because it would have been either Derek doing it all on his own and me just standing there, or we were both just going to try and build this as we could.
Got it. Yeah. And like I said, you guys you could tell that you were giving it your all. You were trying everything that you could do. Derek, I got to ask you, you guys were voted in. You were voted in by someone in the Big Brother Alliance. David, I want to know, what did you think about his logic with sending you both in? Did you get it? Were you not surprised by it? He is part of your alliance. Did that kind of rub you the wrong way?
Honestly, not really. And I feel like I can say this now because he actually threw me in. But like, if I ever won power, Dave was definitely like up there on the list of people that I was willing to put into elimination. And like, people say like Big Brother Alliance, but you know, really I was just rocking with Kylan, Angela, and Alyssa. And like everyone else I felt like was on the table for like who I could possibly put into elimination. So when David did the same to me, I couldn't even blame him because I was like, honestly, we haven't talked game. Desi, we haven't talked game. So I'm not surprised by this move at all. And the entire time I was just trying to give him counter arguments for why it would make more sense for their game to put in like a different team. And that's really all I had for him.
Okay. And I want to continue on with that because so you said who you were kind of working with, and your main person in that house was Alyssa. Alyssa kind of got herself, I don't want to say she got in trouble, but pretty much Xavier not happy with Alyssa
Oh,
for
yeah.
throwing him in.
Yeah.
How is the relationship between you and Xavier now? Because technically you did not throw him in, but you were down with throwing him in.
Yeah, I think me and X are cool. I saw him pretty recently, like this past weekend. I think things were fine. I don't think there's any like hard feelings. But I've said like I'm pretty naive on these sorts of things. So like until someone explicitly tells me like, hey man, I don't fuck with you, then like we're friends. But up until that point, I always think we're friends. So I think we are cool though. And I think we've like moved on because it's just like a reality TV show.
Exactly. Good to hear. I like hearing that. Shannon, so you guys got sent into elimination. Who do you think should have went in besides you two? Who do you think would have been a better game move?
I think out of the people that were being considered, David was either going to pull wild card and put like Tyson in. And then also Kayla and Leo from The Amazing Race, they were also being considered. So I don't know if they really wanted to shake the room, just throw in Ben and Sarah again, because
It would have been wild. I
that would
thought
have been crazy. I'm talking just good TV. I'm not talking personal relationships. I love everybody, but if they really wanted to shake the room, like it wasn't really shaking anything by putting me in, like so.
I was laughing at that point of the episode last night when Dave was like, I want to make a big move and like shake the house. And I was like, bro, I go home. I was like, what was the big move? Shannon had an injury and I went home.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was my next question because I remember like David said that and someone else on the show said that he was boasting that he wants to make a big move. He wants to be known in the game, but he doesn't really make a big move. I was expecting him to, I don't know, just put in someone that's like making like waves in the house, Why didn't he do that?
Desi, like literally Desi. I've talked to Desi like since the game, and she said like it was always me. Like as soon as she won, she was like it was always me, and she couldn't be swayed from that. And I basically everyone in the house was telling David, don't make the big move because Kylan didn't want to go home, Alyssa didn't want to go home, Angela didn't want to go home, Tyson didn't want to go home. So you have all these like big players coming to you saying like, don't make the big move. And I think he just got kind of scared out from it. And then ended up trying to take like a more safe bet that Desi was okay with.
That makes sense. Okay. All right. And last question for the both of you. Are we going to see you again season 2 if there is a season 2 or Challenge MTV, would you guys be down if you got the call for either show?
I feel like you never know. The door is always cracked open. So I'm going to leave it as a maybe. Definitely not a yes right now. Let's just leave it at a maybe.
Yeah. Good answer. I'm gonna take that answer. I'm also say maybe. You never know what's gonna happen. On Big Brother, we always say expect the unexpected. So I think that's a fair answer here.
All right. Well, fingers crossed that we'll see you two again. I know a lot of fans love seeing you two on the screen again. Can you give your social media to everyone so they can keep up to what you're doing?
Yeah.
100%. For me, it's just at Derek Xiao and then _ at the end.
And mine is at Shannon St on Instagram and then Shannon St 3 on Twitter and TikTok.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Derek and Shannon. I'm Benny Adams. You can find me on all social media at Benny J Adams, and I'll see you guys later.
Cool.
Thanks, Benny.